shaking my tits for the press. I like to go see how the professionals do it. Some might say the chief of police has no business in an institution like this. But in fact, it's the quietest and safest place in town. You won't run into any reporters, nobody gets into any fights, nobody drinks too much, nobody even raises their voice. The place is owned by an elderly gentleman who knows how to keep things under control. That's why I never invite my friends here. I wanted to make an exception for my 60th birthday, but most of my colleagues are young enough to be my sons, and they'd rather just hire prostitutes. Why stare at some boobs when you can take the whole package for yourself? But there's none of that in our club. Even looking too long is considered indecent. You can get an occasional glimpse, like by accident. The rest of the time you just pretend that you're immersed in conversation, or just come by for a drink. Doesn't mean these gentlemen wouldn't want their bald heads smothered in tits. It's just that nobody says it out loud. My younger colleagues might call it hypocrisy, but I call it the good old-fashioned manners. Good manners and leave the rest unsaid. She agrees to unbutton her blouse, and we agree not to pay too much attention. The girls are on a quiet prowl, too. They're looking for a way out of their cramped rooms. Maybe make friends with some wealthy patron with a pacemaker and dentures. Everybody wants something. But we have to control ourselves, or we'll all turn into libertines and prostitutes. Hell, if there weren't any rules, I'd be belching and farting, jumping up on the table, arms held high, yelling, "Shake it, baby!" No idea how I got so barbaric.
Well, there you go. That's an intro. Or maybe it's not. Let's fix all these. Yes, I'd like my controller to be on, please. Alright, let's get into this. I watched the trailer for this game and thought it was really cool. These type of games don't come around too often. So, really interested to see what this game has. Dust, apparently.
When I was a kid, my father sometimes told me at bedtime that if I closed my eyes and didn't open them for a long time, all the demons would blow away. Yesterday I turned 60, but I still take his advice. Not because I'm sentimental or want to keep the memory of my father alive. I just can't think of a better solution. To get away from all the demons that haunt Freeburg, I'd need to wear a blindfold 24/7. Plus, it's a good idea to act blind when talking to reporters. At least that's what my colleagues say. They're afraid of press conferences.
Cannot see legally
But for me,
blind.
it's more like
Is that the attitude the police have here?
No matter what lies you tell, you're privately thinking the honest answers. It helps me remember who I am. The fact that I'll be reading all about it in the papers tomorrow is a small price to pay. Call it penance for the preacher. This is the first
rolling
time
up
I'm
to
afraid
work,
of
I
those
guess.
answers my mind has given me. Not because I'm mad I'm losing my job. Though it's true, I'm mad as hell. Not because I subconsciously blame everyone else. Though I damn sure do blame them. And don't even ask me what my next move is. I can't imagine. But even that doesn't scare me.
This man
The
has
worst thing is,
some
I know I'm
some
gonna
brain.
have to do something. I'll be damned if
Some
I know
sort
how
of
far
noggin.
I'll go. I may have a lot of vices, but predictability isn't one of them. I learned a long time ago how to drive away the swarming demons. But what do you do when they're trying to rip your soul from your skin? Shutting my eyes tight as I can. The best solution remains the same. Play blind. I just hope the reporters think I was blinded by the camera flash.
It wouldn't be fun getting a whole bunch of camera flashes in your face. Is this me? Yesterday, the mayor's office officially announced your resignation. Did this come as a surprise, or did you know about this in advance? I don't fucking know. Sure, the mayor discussed it with me. Mayor Rogers told me that wants a fresh face running Freeburg. Okay. So no, it didn't come as a surprise. Do you already know the name of your successor? I think it's a new man. I think it'll be department veteran. Who cares? I've done my job and I'm just about finished with it. Soon my only interest will be cigars and jazz. I like it. I frankly don't care who takes my place. Feeling a bit sick today, so my reading is worse than normal. After the recent corruption scandal, your deputy Francis Kendrick said he was looking forward to resigning. If the mayor offered him your position, would that change his mind? Perhaps. Sounds possible if he thinks the new office would help him serve the city a little longer. Although Kendrick was acquitted, many still believe that the police are cooperating with the Mafia. Hold on a second. This is a bad police. Do you have anything to say about this? Bullshit! Excuse me, but that's a pile of horse. I said bullshit, not horse shit. Bulls and horses are very different. One's fat and has horns, and the other one gets mistaken for ponies a lot. The Mafia and the police working together? Maybe they're in cahoots with the aliens. The Mafia are a bunch of low-life criminals. How about someone ask a real question? Do you think your personal relationship with the mayor could be the reason behind your retirement? I don't know. You'd better ask him. Thank you. No further questions. So I'm retired, that's it. End of the game.
Same as usual.
How did the press conference go?
You can read about it in the newspapers tomorrow. Don't let anyone in.
Even Mr. Kendrick?
Especially Mr. Kendrick.
Modern meds. And the cigar.
As soon as I heard the door creak, I knew what face I'd see. When I tell Emma not to let anyone in, there's only one man it could be. Rude, arrogant, no warning. That's Mayor Rogers in a nutshell.
What a shitty mayor.
White summer shoes, white socks, white shorts, white polo shirt.
The ultimate white guy.
Smile of a hungry shark. Mayor Rogers enters every room like he owns the place. Even the floorboards under his feet sound like they're creaking an apology. He never shied away from the odd corruption scheme. It's like the devil walks behind him. In the movies, the villains controlling the city play golf with the judges. Rogers plays tennis with them instead. That's about the only difference.
Jack, I was hoping to catch you after the press conference. You ran away so quick.
There's no smoking at City Hall. No reason for me to hang around.
Well,
That's the
this
spirit,
morning I
Jack.
signed a ban on smoking in all public buildings. Soon you won't be able to smoke here either.
Soon enough, I won't be here at all.
That's what I wanted to talk to you about. The people of this city like you, Jack. The police chief of all people. Don't betray that, Jack. Don't get wrapped up in any schemes. Sit nice and quiet for the next 180 days, and you'll be remembered as a hero. That's the only thing that you still have left. Be the hero.
Then how am I supposed to scrape together a retirement fund?
You had a million chances to secure a luxury pension, one that even I would have envied, although I've never set aside any money for myself. I'm not planning to retire anytime soon.
It's my fucking cigar.
180 days of quiet, Jack. That's all I need. I don't have any problems with you, and you won't have any problems with me.
That
I have a
our
new assistant,
story element.
Troy Starr. If you have something to tell me, call him. But try not to bother him. He's a busy
And then
man.
I have to bother him if I
I'll
need to
do
call
my
him.
best.
And quit smoking up the office. One of my friends will be using it soon.
Oh, okay. He's a busy
I'm
man.
Only the mayor has this number. Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, is this Troy Starr?
Yes?
Go fuck yourself, Troy Starr.
Okay. Well, he's banging some hot chick and you're smoking cigars, Jack. I think he's on the better end. It depends how you look at it. Jack Boyd, cleanness of city streets increased by 20%. How can you measure that? God damn, this is a shitty car.
Cops don't use the police station cafeteria anymore. There's some kind of stigma against sitting shoulder to shoulder with your partners. Everybody just takes snacks from the machines or grabs a meal and hammers it down in the corner like a vulture on a corpse. The main thing? Don't look into anyone's eyes.
Doesn't look like anyone's
Could be
there.
construed as an invitation to sit together. The only people eating here are ghosts.
What a shitty cafeteria.
My deputy, Francis Kendrick. He recently became one of those ghosts. The subject of one of the most devastating corruption scandals in the history of Freeburg. No evidence to support the accusations, but everyone knows Kendrick's days are numbered. I need that file I asked for. Needs to be ready tonight. Francis didn't say anything, but I understood. Ghosts aren't supposed to talk. Besides, I got a feeling he was already finished.
Would you like to receive tips about how the game works? I'm a 6-year-old police chief a few months away from retirement. I don't need anyone telling me how to do my job. Oh, that's great. Yes, I'd love some. This is very small writing. Freeburg PD organizes upcoming work assignments into shifts for today and tomorrow. Every shift, officers respond to crimes in progress, and detectives continue their investigations. You can freely move employees between shifts. All officers and detectives possess several important characteristics. Professionalism shows the overall efficiency of your policeman. Okay. I figure around 150 is considered average. So his is 1,230. So I think he's elite. Any policeman who falls short of this mark is not entirely reliable, while those whose professionalism is considerably higher than average are a safe bet, even in a pinch. An individual's level of professionalism may rise and fall over the course of their career. I'm the big chief. I'm running the whole show. This is awesome. Energy shows how tired your policemen are. I don't give a fuck about their energy. They're just gonna do their job. The less energy your people have, the less reliable their work. And a policeman who is exhausted might fall asleep at the wheel or make a critical error on the job. Your employee loses 1 point of energy after each working day and restore 1 point after each day of rest. So basically just go day rest, day rest. Man, people will be out here working 5 days a week, getting a 2-day weekend, and they ain't slacking off. What's wrong with these policemen? Bunch of slackers they are. Your employees don't tell you everything. Some additional characteristics are hidden from view. For instance, some cops are lazy and will come up with any reason they can think of to take the day off. Sorry, it's my goldfish's funeral today. It's a great excuse. While others like to drink too much. Nice. You can only guess about these things, but you should be able to draw your own conclusions based on the behavior of your employees. That's really cool. Hidden characteristics, that's really cool. Alright, so these are my price. Honestly, you're 5. So no one's at, oh, these guys are at above 150. Kochi, Yancy, and Purdy. This chick's name, is that a guy or I'm not sure. You can never tell a person's gender these days. That guy's a mole. We got Louis Armstrong over there. Okay. Ooh, that music. Alright, so those are my workers, and I have SWAT. Responding to calls is the bread and butter of police work. You know it. You'll need to send your officers to the crime scene before the timer expires. Oh shit. This is gonna get difficult, I bet ya. A mark on the map shows where the call came from. The farther away... The farther? It's an American game. The further away the destination is from the police station, the longer it will take your officers to travel back and forth. So the longer your people will be tied up and unavailable for upcoming work. Words are hard. Okay, so L2X. The easiest way to determine how difficult a task might be is to check how many units you are allowed to send to the call. The more units you can send, the more serious the alleged threat. Particularly risky missions give you the option of sending SWAT, but they must be accompanied by at least one officer. The number of slots is not the only thing to consider. Any available information, from the location of the crime scene to the presence of weapons and so on. All this can tell you how seriously each case should be taken. A mission might look as simple at first glance, until it turns into a brutal meat grinder. Or a serious call can come in which turns out to be a false alarm. That's fucking shit. Hit and run, everyday mall. A married couple exited a convenience store and saw a van in the parking lot over a homeless man who'd be digging through a trash can. The driver jumped out to help, but once he saw that he'd hit a bum, he got back in the van and quickly drove away. Isn't this like... I guess the police gotta go after the guy in the van. But wouldn't this be more for ambulance? Oh well, this doesn't look like that big of a deal. Azano and Price can go after this one. Proceed. Oh, that is awesome. Fight, the last picture show theatre. A theatre manager reports that during a show of Citizen Kane, a drunk man attempts to force his way into the theatre carrying a snowboard decorated with the word Rosebud. Why? Why? I get he's drunk, but why? When he was denied entry, he violently attacked the cashier and is currently fighting with a theater security guard. Then why do we need to send police? They got security there. Alright, well, you two take care of this one. So basically, if a call's on, I just need to press L2X. Oh, that's cool. The weather changes. Worked since July 15, 2 days. Oh, so it keeps their record. Failed assignments, 1. The fuck? Seems to have alcohol problems. Armed robbery. 3 teenagers armed with a shotgun robbed a videotape store and made off with their whole collection of adult movies. Oh, fucking teens. Gonna get busy with it tonight. The criminals fled in a car, but store manager wrote down the car's license plate. Well, fucking, you know they're dumb teenagers. You know they're teenagers because they're dumb. That's what I was trying to say. The owner is one Janet Brown, who lives in the suburbs. Well, fuck you guys, Price and Austin and you guys. I'm sending in the good cops. Whoops. I'll send a good cop with a bad cop. Fight! A brother and sister clashed with each other over their deceased father's will. According to one of their lawyers, we don't dare separate them, and our security guard is off duty tonight. It sounds pretty risky, so we're gonna send one guy. How do I... Oh, messages. Here we go. When everything goes well, the police capture the criminals and nobody dies. Okay. Okay. But the truth is, sometimes the criminals manage to escape. Just try to avoid any dead cops. I don't want any dead cops, well, except Price. Price can go fuck herself. Or civilians. Dead cops will hurt your roster. Well, fucking of course it will. And dead citizens bother the mayor even more than living ones. Huh. Offender escape. Officers unharmed. Civilians unharmed. Hey, they got better. Did they? Or they got worse? I'm not sure. Oh. As I know, got worse. So they're just gonna get worse than they already are. Oh, 3 officers, okay. A passerby saw some teenagers attack an elderly musician, then run away with his guitar and his money. Why? Honestly, he's just a nice guy trying to make some music. I'm gonna send Price and Austin out with Purdy. See how that goes. I've got 1 cop. 1 cop. When your cops aren't sure how to proceed, they might contact you and ask you how to handle the situation. Try to deal with whatever comes up, but don't waste all your time with this stuff. You have plenty of other problems on your plate. The vehicle in question is parked right outside the Brown residence. The sound of moaning and loud laughter can be heard through the living room window. Knock on the door, say open up, police. Offender caught. Yeah. And they got better. Nicely done. The fight. Offender caught. No one was harmed. Yancey got better. Fucking, why are these cops' names so shit? Like, really? How was this? What? Oh. Price could not get any more shit. Neither can Austin. That's like... Oh my god. Why do I need to know their political views? Well, I guess because we're working for the fucking government. Shut up. I'm dumb. R3 end day. Okay. If you think you'll need a couple of extra hands tomorrow, you could order any cop to come in and work overtime. But if they're working flat out, they'll be much more exhausted. Someone's bound to make a mistake. Price can have the fucking day off, that's for sure. No. Look at your energy too. Well, these guys are detectives, so they don't go out in the field. So this is the next... Oh, so I've got a bunch of other guys. These guys are all trash. Roy's as good as fucking Price. Birch Jr., Bert... Oh, that's cool. They look the same age, but that's cool. Grant, Samadi, Robbins. I got 3 good guys. I got Staval, who's my fucking best by far. Yeah. Beasley is also very good. End the day.
Used to be, when I asked Kendrick to stay late at the office, he liked to grumble and crack wise. Nowadays, he doesn't have the strength for it. Slumped shoulders, blank stare, wrinkled skin. The past few weeks, I don't hardly recognize my old friend. In his younger years, he reminded me of a gallant royal officer in an old Kipling story. Kendrick isn't just crumbling under the weight of the public pressure, but from the shame of it all. Internal Affairs raided the library he inherited from his grandfather, hoping they'd find buckets of cash stashed in the pages. Heard about the look on his face, the fearless policeman standing helpless in horror. I've known Francis for 30 years. The past 20 years he's played loose with the law. And I know that at a certain point, every stolen dollar brings more misery than anything else. Probably sounds crazy, but I
Poor guy.
sympathize with the guy. What can I do? Your friends are your friends, and these are the waters we swim in.
I like our main character, Jack.
Call
Seems like a
all of the
badass.
people on that list today. Now they know you're in business, so you could get a call from any of them. You don't need to worry about any of them. I've cleared them all.
And what kind of business are we talking here?
It's nothing too serious, just like you asked. Should be just a few small favors. Payments will vary depending on the situation and who you're dealing with. How much are you looking to earn?
$500,000.
$500,000? Why not a whole million?
Because everybody wants
Why
to
not
take
2
a
million?
Figured I'd try something different.
Well, then do
$500,000 in
1.5 million.
180 days? Well, you could earn it all above board if you netted all the big fish and hit all your bonuses.
Never knew you for a fisherman.
Well, you never got into my business, and I'm not trying to get into yours. But be careful about bringing in any other cops. Sooner or later, they'll put the finger on you. And one more thing, Jack. I remember what you said, but I should probably add one more name to that list. Christopher Sand.
Sand.
Sandman. No?
Christopher G.
Wrong
Sand.
game?
Everyone knows the name, but few could tell you who he is. The old man stays away from the spotlight. Always wears
Smart.
old-fashioned jeans and knitted sweaters. Gives to charity. Rarely attends social events. An avid hunter, I hear. Even dabbles in poetry. You'd never guess he's the head of the oldest and most powerful gang in the city. Goes
Wow,
back as far
okay.
as his great-grandfather. And Sand is
He
strict
sounded
about
like a
following the old
weirdly
rules.
modest guy.
He rarely involves himself in commonplace murders and robberies. Hardly needs to intimidate anyone to get his point across. The people who work for him each have their sphere. They provide protection where needed, even work with the authorities when they want to make a deal. Meanwhile, Sand pulls the strings without getting his hands dirty. People sometimes mistake his quiet approach. A couple years ago, an arms dealer decided to expand its business without asking permission, and his whole family paid the price. In 4 weeks, Sand killed 31 people. Old men, women, even a few teenagers.
Fucking dumb
And
teenagers.
Sans people made sure
deserve
every
to die.
paper reported it.
Well, maybe not deserve, but
Frank, I don't
oh
want to
well.
hear you say that name again.
Jack, please listen to me. I'm in with these guys.
We agreed, Frank. That's not the kind of business I'm into. I don't go there. Never have, never will.
Jack is pissed. Checkpoint. Dun, 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 dun. Day 3. Let's end the episode there, shall we? Francis Kendrick announced retirement date. Construction of cinema museum postponed again. That'd be awesome. Cinema museum. Legendary singer Gennaro Crespo comes to Freiburg. Hey!